Welcome back, everyone, to another dicondissectional production. This is Deathstroke9, and he's presenting a new song we're going to be reacting to. Jethro Tull, Cross-Eyed Mary, get ready, and here we go. Welcome back, everyone. All right, so we've got some big news. So the patrons, those who joined the Patreon, in the description, if you want to become a patron, please do, and if you don't, that's cool. We were talking in the Discord about how to go about reacting to stuff that's more along the lines of concept albums. So we already kind of did this with Yes is Close to the Edge and Thick as a Brick. We're going to continue this tradition with Aqualung. So we're going to be going in order, and we're going to try to do the whole album, all right? Let me know what you think about that in the comments. We're going to be going. So we did Aqualung. Next is this lovely name song. Cross-Eyed Mary sounds derogatory, just a touch. But nevertheless, I'm still very excited to get into it. Jethro Tull is rapidly becoming one of my favorite groups, just like Rush has rapidly become one of my favorite groups. Thank you guys for introducing me to this music. It's awesome. Thick as a Brick might be my favorite album of all time right now. I don't know. All right, but yeah, we're looking into Aqualung. And so we just did Aqualung yesterday. I'm going to maybe try to do one every day or every other day for Jethro Tull, Aqualung. Then we plan to go back to their roots, go album by album through their discography, and try to listen to as much as we possibly can. So if you're a fan of that, consider liking the video, consider subscribing to the channel, and let me know what you think in the comments. All right, so also, hi, if you're new here, welcome to the channel. My name is Daniel, also Deathstroke9. We listen to the lyrics and the music, try to figure out how it goes together, what it means to me personally, and then you guys let me know what you think it means. And also, a lot of times at the end, we'll Google what the artist intended it to mean. So, that sounds like your cup of tea, consider joining us on our journey here. So today we've got the lyrics over here. And the official audio. I don't know if this is a remastered version or not, but it's what we've got. So strap yourselves in and let's start this up. All right, Jethro Tull, Cross-Eyed Mary off Aqualung, track 2 off Aqualung. So remember, let's recap where we just left off. Kind of looking at an old man, all right? That's where we left off. We were talking about an old guy sitting on a park bench watching little girls with bad intent. But then the song kind of changed a little bit and kind of showed this more compassionate viewpoint towards the old man in the song, which is interesting. It's kind of the way society views people. So now Cross-Eyed Mary might also be about a more degenerate side of society. I'm not sure, but that's what I'm thinking before we even start. So yeah, let's start. 3, 2, 1, Cross-Eyed Mary, Jethro Tull. That bass, that sounds almost evil. Malicious. Piano in the back, love it.
From a laughing baby's mouth, if he could take it from the money man. Cross-eyed Mary, I goes jumping in again. She signs no contract, but she always plays the game. Yes, no kiss from little boys. We'd rather make it with our leching free. Or maybe her attention is drawn by Aqualung. Watches through the railings as they play. Hey, cross-eyed Mary finds it hard to get along with a poor man's rich girl. Then she'll do it for a song. She's a rich man's stealer, but her favor's good and strong. She's the Robin Hood package. Let the poor man get along. Hey.
I was gonna say I'm getting positive. Now I'm not. Oh my. Oh, it's over there now. Awesome.
Laughing in the playground.
Pause it.
Yes, no.
All right. Bringing it back. Okay. Flute, awesome. Piano, awesome. Guitar, awesome. Bass, awesome. Am I missing anything? Probably, but whatever it is, that's awesome as well. Oh, yeah, and Ian Anderson's voice, awesome as well. I should probably learn the rest of their names. Who would be a poor man, a beggar man, a thief, if he had a rich man in his hand? And I don't think that's specifically meaning a man. Who would be a poor person, or a beggar, or a thief, if they had a rich person in the palm of their hand? And who would steal the candy from a laughing baby's mouth if they could steal the candy from the money man? So this girl, cross-eyed Mary, is going jumping in again. She signs no contract but always plays the game. Dines in Hampstead Village on expense-accounted gruel, and the barber drops her off at school. Laughing in the playground, the other boys don't try to rough her up or anything like that. They would rather make it with a leching gray, or maybe her attention is drawn by Aqualung, who watches through the railings as they play. Okay, so that's the old man from before. That's interesting. Cross-eyed Mary finds it hard to get along. She's a poor man's rich girl, and she'll do it for a song. Okay. She's the rich man's stealer, but her favor's good and strong. She's the Robin Hood of Highgate and helps the poor man get along. Robs from the rich to give to the poor, the Robin Hood thing. Now, I don't know if this is specifically supposed to be about a prostitute. But that's kind of what I'm getting so far, and I think we need to look up some things. What is a leching gray? With a leching, or is leching like an adjective? What's the gray? I don't know. We're going to find out. We're going to keep looking this stuff up. Let me know in the comments as well. All right, let's keep going. Cross-eyed Mary, Jethro Tull, Aqualung, 3, 2, 1.
Laughing in the playground, yes, no kicks from the little boys. We'd rather make it with our leching gray. Or maybe her attention is drawn by Aqualung. Watches through the railings as they play. Cross-eyed Mary goes jumping in again. She signs no contract, but she always plays a game. She
Voice is a lot more abrasive than
on expense accounted rule, and the jackknife barber drops her off at school. Hey! Cross-eyed Mary.
Oh, turn that up.
Oh, Mary.
Oh yeah, the drums. That's what I missed. Those were great too. Is there anything else? Nope, done. Ugh, of course a commercial has to play. Try to mute over on this end, and let's just go over to the There we go. All right. That was awesome. Loved it. All right. I definitely think it tied into the last song, too. So first of all, we already got Aqualung as mentioned in this song. Then secondly, it kind of follows the same basic structure as the other song did in that, in lyrically, in what it, at least in what I'm getting out of it. So the first song was so it's like about looking at society through a different lens. First one was about homeless old man. This one sounds like it's about a prostitute. I don't know if that's exactly correct, but some unethical or immoral type character of society. Some, you know. And at the beginning, it's kind of calling them almost a gold digger. But then it changes and calls them the Robin Hood of Highgate and helps the poor man get along. She's the poor man's rich girl. She'll do it for a song. She's the rich man's stealer, but her favor's good and strong. Okay, let's see if we can get meaning out of this. Jethro Tull Cross-Eyed Mary lyrics meaning. Songfacts.com. Loving this website. It's been very useful recently. All right. Get the sheet music. Can you do this on here? I wonder if that... I use tab, though. All right. A schoolgirl prostitute type. Lives a wretched existence offering her services to the dregs of humanity. Anderson says that the important issue is this in the song and the album as a whole is seeing the spirituality in all people. Yes, it looks at them in almost a positive light. Said Anderson, these are the human types that would be thought to be undesirable and unpleasant, but all are God's creations one way or another. And there must be within these people some very essential humanity, even some goodness, some good side to their character or personality, which was laudable. Not only that, but how did they end up in that situation, you know? Like, people don't just become one way or another. People are born into certain situations. Okay, wait. Oh. Okay. So the Mary in the song is a good person reacting to bad circumstances. Anderson has pointed out she is kind of a Robin Hood prostitute. She takes as much money as she can from her clients who can afford it, but would give away her services to those who can't. Yes, that's what I'm getting out of this. A good person. Or, you know, good from a moral standpoint, or someone who means well. The character Aqualung has a cameo in the song, presumably as one of Mary's customers. The jackknife barber is a man who performs abortions. Okay. That actually makes sense. Okay, so Iron Maiden did a metal cover of this song, which was used as the B-side of their 1983 single, The Trooper. Their rendition has since appeared on various compilations and reissues. Regarding metal covers of Jethro Tull songs, Ian Anderson said, there are a lot of folks in the world of heavy metal and hard rock whose influences include Jethro Tull, but I think we have to put it into perspective that young Bruce Dickinson or other members of Iron Maiden growing up and as children hearing Jethro Tull, it made some impact on them and made them consider that music amongst many other influences in terms of what it could do for them. But we've always got to remember that whenever somebody says, I grew up listening to your music just because they happen to be very successful in their own right as musicians today, it's a mistake to think you're their prime influence. What they're doing is tipping their hat and citing you, but probably amongst 50 other influences that was important to them in their learning process. That's very humble of you, Mr. Anderson. All right. Yes, this entire album definitely seems to have this. We're trying to show you that there is humanity in people. And something interesting is that he specifically mentions God in this. Now, I am a Christian, and I've mentioned that before. But I also know that you guys keep telling me react to this song, that song, and this, that, and the other song off this album, which we're going to get to soon. My God and Hymn 43, and I don't remember what the name of the other one is, but there's another one. Because you said specifically because I'm a Christian. And I know that my dad had heard of this group, and he thought they were very much the opposite of Christianity. So interesting that he would say that, and I kind of appreciate that he would say that, because like in Thick as a Brick there was a shot at people who, what did he say, the fool who toasts his god in the sky as the rivers or as the gutters run with blood or something. That makes sense, you know? Like if that's the extent of his, if he's saying that men are trying to become gods, or that the religious leaders are being hypocritical or stuff like that, that makes sense to me. But that's kind of has nothing to do with the song, so we'll talk about that another time. Yeah, great song so far, great album. Interesting idea behind it. It wasn't that explicit though. Like, it says it's about a prostitute, but it's not that horrible. And it's also commendable that they would be willing to explore these topics. And some of you guys commented that on my last video. That's very true. I didn't even really stop to think about that, but it's true. What is the majority of songs today about? Certainly not that. They're not willing to explore the concepts of, like, homeless old men on the streets watching children having some innate human quality to them, you know? Or, like, talking about why people ended up in this way, or that everyone is a part of God's creation and that people have good qualities, or that they're products of their environment or of their situation. Obviously, people they will always have the opportunity to, or they have the will to try and better themselves. But there are people who are oppressed, you know? And there are people who are products of their environment, or who don't know how to try to take advantage of every opportunity they have. Or how to, yeah, it's interesting. It's very interesting. There's a lot of thoughts. Okay, yeah, I feel like there's a lot here that I'm planning on doing an Aqualung album review after I finish the full album. So after we go through every song of the album, I'm going to make a video reviewing the album and talking about what I think the album as a whole means. So, thank you very much for watching. Again, if you're new here, consider subscribing to the channel for more of this. We're continuing down Aqualung and then further into other Jethro Tull albums. And yeah, let me know what else you'd like me to react to. If you want, consider joining the Patreon to support the channel, get access to exclusive videos, get access to that chat server or whatever, and be able to recommend stuff and have your recommendations get priority. Thanks to the patrons, I found out about Jethro Tull. Yay! All right. Thank you guys for watching. Deathstroke 9.